Hello and welcome to the Keyboard Road Warrior with me, Movie Scouts 007, where we play Euro Truck Simulator 2 with a laptop and its keyboard. Okay, the end of the last journey, we leveled up, which means that we have a skill point to apply, and you know where that's going. It's going to go on Fragile Cargo, level 6, which means a 30% reward for delivering fragile cargoes. That's an increase of 5% on the previous level. So we're going to add that. So we've got 2 more levels for our skill points, and then we are, in essence, fully skilled up. So that there should at some point read 10. Right then. We have quite a bit of damage because we had, to put it kindly, an absolute disaster at the end of the last video. Well, all the way through the last video. We had a massive crash at the beginning, and we're tired. Alright, we can rest actually in the quarry, so that's probably what we're going to do. Rest in the quarry. We're gonna have we'll have one rest break in the quarry, and then we'll go and repair because we've got to visit. One rest break here. We've got to go and visit the town in order to get repaired because I'm not wandering around with 17% damage on my truck. Right then, let's check the map out and see. We're in a quarry, but we need to go to Lorient, which is over here. Lorient's not really got a great deal in it. It's quite a small one, so we can do a loop and get the whole damn town. But what we're going to do is we are going to tell it we want new upgrades, and then set the GPS for the nearest. Right, and then that should take us to Lorient city centre. And it does. Excellent. Right. Let's head to Lorient. And let's hope that today's journey isn't nearly as disastrous as the last one. I was referring an awful lot to a computer to my iPad off. Oh god, it doesn't like these hills. Puts a lot of strain on the engine, and then the game goes, right, I need to switch your engine off. I was referring an awful lot to an iPad because I was referring to notes regarding the subject that we were talking about, which doesn't bode well for my potential streaming career, because you have to look off screen quite a lot to respond to people. But we'll burn that bridge down when we come to it. I'm going to apologise to non-football fans, or if you're American, non-soccer fans, but I'm afraid I'm going to be talking about Liverpool Football Club again today. I've waited 24 years for Liverpool Football Club to be in the position they're in. It's the one trophy that Liverpool have prided themselves on. It's the one that they've won the most, and it seems to be the one they have the most struggle winning in the last 20 years. We've come close on maybe 3 occasions. I say we. I'm not going to apologize. I say we all the time. I'm not going to apologise. I know I'm not on the pitch. I know I'm not a member of the backroom team or the staff. But they're my club just as much as they are theirs. I've been following this club for a long time now. They're my club. And my club is on the verge of its first league victory. Its first league title in 24 years, and I'm super excited about it. If I may borrow an Americanism, I am super excited about it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, almost. No, why I'm that worried. 17% damage to the truck already. An extra percent probably wouldn't make much of a difference. So it's been a long old season, and it's been a tough one for me, primarily because I'm the other side of the country, so I can't watch any of these games live. They're not live anywhere in New Zealand. Football is catching on, but it's not catching on fast enough for me to be able to watch all of these games. So what I'm having to do is I'm having to the games that aren't on aren't a live game on their Sunday lunchtime game, I'm having to watch on the Liverpool website. I have what they used to call an e-season ticket. I'm a member of LFC TV, so I'm watching these games on an average quality. I'm watching an average quality version of these games. Right, I'm going to do the loop. I'm going to come back to it the other side. Ooh, hello. Accident. How quickly will they clear it? This is a... Whoa. Relatively quickly. Yeah, I know. There's an accident behind me. In front of me. I can't go anywhere, mate. Beeping me won't help get me out of the way. I know that's a tiny bit hypocritical because I tend to beep myself. Oh, I've just crossed a road. That's interesting. A railway line that goes straight through the road. Oh, hello. No, wrong way. Oh, crap. Oh, well. I'm guessing that's 18%. Yeah. Alrighty. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will buy the garage in Lorient. Actually, I'll repair myself. Then I'll buy the garage, and once I've bought the garage, then I will get myself some gainful employment. No. Let's just buy the garage. Damn it. Let's just buy the garage. We can. Yes. I don't have to worry about losing my load this time because I have already deposited my load in the depot. Come on, stop. Stupid thing. Right, we're buying the garage so that we can have a petrol station in Lorient. There's our garage with our beautiful truck in front of it. Alright, let's escape from that. Right, let's go to the garage manager. And where's Lorient? There is Lorient. Right, let's upgrade Lorient. Yes. Alrighty. Right, now we're not going to buy any trucks, and we're not going to put any drivers in Lorient just yet. That is the sort of thing that we can do remotely, though. So if in the future we decide Lorient is going to be our... Oh, hello. No, I'm in the garage, damn it. I can't just back out. Right, that's just to go round. Right, I think we might fuel up, actually, seeing as we're here. And we have a fuel... Use our petrol station. It won't be much. In fact, it's only £27, that's fine. 27.78 litres. Right. Let's go and fix this goddamn lorry. Oof, the brakes are crap. I do wish you could fit better brakes to these things. And you do then run the risk of crushing your load as you come to a grinding halt quickly. let's get in and get repaired. Alright, see how terrible this repair bill is going to be. So I think actually just out of interest. 20%. So 20% damage. Keep pressing the wrong button. So, £2,155 for 10% damage to the engine, £826 for 6% damage to the transmission, £4,108 for 20% damage to the chassis, £8,145 for 16% damage to the cabin, and £585 for 6% damage to the wheels, so a total of £15,818. That's nothing. We got loads of money. I mean, look, we've got £9,149. We're minted. Alright then, so let's get some rest. We've got 2 more rest cycles that we can engage in before we then have to get ourselves some gainful employment. 1 in the afternoon, this is good. This probably means that we'll be able to avoid the... It means we'll probably be able to avoid the night for most of the journey. So it's been a week and a half since I've done any driving because I've had something else going on. And as a result... Oh, hello, only 4 jobs. Nürnberg, which we've been to. Gdansk, which we just came from, Amsterdam, which we've been to, and Calais, which we've been to. Why have we only got 4 jobs? Okay. Well, we're going to go to Nürnberg, in Germany. We're going to deliver a pressure tank for £60,715. Well, that's fine. We haven't got a garage in Nuremberg, and we want a garage in every city. Oh, sorry, I didn't take that. Damn it. Idiot. Did I? Yeah. No, I don't think I took it. Boom. Ooh, crikey, we have only got 17 minutes to get it. Right, as usual. Okay, let's rock. We are in a bit of a hurry to get this load. So, it's on the right here somewhere. It should be alright because we're right on top of this depot. And this is nice, this is a depot we haven't been to, so that's good. Alright, so we got the job. We made it to the job. Where is it? That's that one there, right. Whoa, no, 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 no. Whoa. Nearly crashed into the fence. Whoa, no. Oh, you idiot. Alright, I am wanting to brake. I press the reverse button because 90% of the time the reverse button is the brake for me. There are some times when it absolutely is essential to have pedals, because that's how you drive normally. We're doing okay. We are, what, level 34? I think we're in a bit of a rush to get this one to its destination, so... $20 hours, I would imagine one sleep cycle should do it, so this might be relatively short in comparison to my recent videos. Okay. Oh no! Oof, nearly smacked into the road signs. Right. So yes, it's been a very interesting season for as a Liverpool supporter. We've lost 5 games, drawn 5 games, and won all the others, and they're on a fantastic roll. They beat Norwich on Sunday morning. Well, Sunday afternoon. By the time they'd done the deed. It was one of our last 2 away games. We've got 3 remaining games. Next week we host Chelsea. It's probably of the 3, it's the most important game. They are title rivals. They are now that Manchester City have kind of imploded. They are our closest rivals now, and we need to beat them. If we beat them, I think that we can get away with 1 win and 1. Well, I think we can get away with 1 win and 1 draw in the remaining. 2 wins and 1 draw in the remaining 3 games, and still win the title. But it's for Liverpool fans. It's massively important that we do this. It's a statement of intent. It's a really important step for manager Brendan Rodgers, for the relatively new team owners, the Fenway Sports Group, headed by John Henry. It's kind of validation. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind a speeding offence. We are in a bit of a hurry. We have got 19 hours is our estimated delivery time. We've got 29. So we need to make up some time on the journey, because 19 hours minus 11 is not 29 hours. It's 30 hours. So we need to make up a little bit of time on the journey. Means when we get to Nürnberg, we can't faff around. Thankfully, we've been to Nürnberg already, but I would imagine that, knowing the way I used to do these drive-thrus, that I haven't explored Nürnberg. So that'll be the sort of thing that we'll have to do at the beginning of the next journey, because we're in a bit of a hurry. Alright. Whoa. Nearly crashed there. There's some slow-moving traffic here. Whoa, stay away from that car, stay away from that car. Let's try and leave. Oh, we could have gone in there. No, we couldn't have. We haven't got enough time to go exploring. This is one of the few where, I think we've got some slow-moving traffic coming up. No. They've sped up. Okay. So yes, it's a statement of intent. Liverpool, in beating Norwich on Sunday afternoon, guaranteed themselves at the very least 3rd place, which means they've guaranteed themselves a slot in the group stages. Oh, are you kidding me? Did I do any damage to the load? It doesn't say at the moment. It doesn't necessarily mean I haven't done any damage, because I smacked 2 cars there. We'll see. Right. Yes. We're in the group stages of the Champions League, which was the stated intent, to get into the Champions League for next season. It's where the money is, and it's also how you get the best players. They want to play in the Champions League. It's the world's best club competition, the world's most important club competition, the world's most profitable and lucrative club competition, and also it's the most prestigious. It's the one that all players want to take part in, because it showcases their talents. It allows them to put themselves on the world stage, and it helps with their national team ambitions. Every player that plays for Liverpool is on is playing on the world stage. Even this, I mean, this is the wonderful thing about Liverpool from a Liverpool perspective, is that even when we're not playing in the European competitions, even when we are knocked out of cup competitions relatively early, the club still has a following. It has a potent history. It has an allure. There's something about the club that's very important. It has a following outside the UK. There are people in the US and Canada that support Liverpool, people in South America, people in Asia, India, Australia and New Zealand, mainland Europe. I follow a YouTuber called whose YouTube name is Tom LFC Heaven. This guy is from Budapest in Hungary, and he plays FIFA. I mean, he plays FIFA with other teams, but his handle is LFC Heaven, Tom LFC Heaven. He's a Liverpool fan. This is a guy with a massive YouTube following. He's got, last count, he had 27,000 people watching his playthroughs. Liverpool has a following across the world. It's one of the three football teams from my home city has a massive international following. Everton, the other big Premier League side that have been in the Premier League for a long time, they also have an international following, but their European history isn't quite as storied as Liverpool's. It should be pointed out, though, in the 1980s, the only time Liverpool didn't win the title, it was won by Everton. We won 8 out of the 10 1980s titles were won by Liverpool, and the remaining 2 were won by Everton. They're not a bad side, they're a very good side. Liverpool, and when I'm not supporting Liverpool, so when I haven't got a game of Liverpool's to support, and when that game that Everton are playing doesn't affect Liverpool in any way, I will root for Everton. Probably relatively unique in terms of football. I mean, the Liverpool and Everton fans don't hate each other. Liverpool derbies tend to be relatively unique. There's almost no violence within the crowds, because quite often within families, family members will support one of the two sides. There isn't a geographic reason to support one over the other. The clubs are so close to each other. I think I've said this before in a previous video. And I've also said that when I go to Liverpool-Everton derby games, you're sat next to as many Liverpool-Everton fans as Liverpool fans. They don't segregate the grounds at Liverpool-Everton derbies. There's no need to. It's daft. I wish other city rivals behaved the same way, but they don't. Having lived in Bristol, that's a dire city rival. I hated when Bristol City played Bristol Rovers. I would be quite happy to not be in town. It's quite an abhorrent and vile atmosphere, and it's the worst of football. It's absolutely the worst of football, and in particular, the very worst aspect of football supporters. And in fact, during those examples of poor sportsmanship and appalling behaviour, they're not actually supporting their side. What they're doing is they're indulging in violent behaviour, which has got nothing to do with football and everything to do with just having an excuse to have a fight, and indulging in unnecessary, pointless hatred. It doesn't make sense to hate someone because of the football team they support. It doesn't. Ooh, free. A free toll? Are you kidding me? You did see that? That was free. What the heck? That feels like a bug in the game. That feels like a bug in the game. A game should not be offering free tolls. Okay. Yes, support. Supporters should be supporting their club, not spewing forth hatred to the other club. I think it sends out a very negative. I don't want to say vibe because that sounds very hippie, hair shirt, tie dye, arseholishness. But it does. All the players that you're supposed to be supporting are hearing is a lot of hatred. They're not hearing any support. I wish that a lot more chants at football grounds were actually in support of the team. Now, that I'm not trying to say that there is no support being shouted. One of the most frequent exercises conducted by fans is turning a song into a player chant. So they will take a player's name and try and fit it into an existing song. We had a player called John Arnariza, and he scored a wonder goal against Manchester United, our most storied rivals, our closest rivals, our nemesis, as it were. And from that point on, the crowd would sing, John Arnariza, ooh, ah, I want to know how you scored that goal. Which is obviously an existing song. And they do that with all sorts of songs. I can't sing some of them because they're a bit rude, and I'm trying not to swear. I know I've been swearing a lot lately in these videos, but I'm trying not to, because I'd like people who are not over 18 to be able to watch these videos. This is a game that this is a wonderful game for kids to play. You get your kid behind a gaming wheel, and you teach them how to drive. You're teaching them how to drive. You're teaching them how to deal with roundabouts. You're teaching them how to deal with gear changing, acceleration, how to deal with the accelerator, brake, and clutch. You're teaching them when it's safe to overtake and when it's not safe to overtake. You're teaching them how to drive a car without them actually having to get into a car. And you're teaching them really early, so that by the time they're old enough, so for instance in the UK 17, I think in New Zealand over here it's 16, by the time they reach that age, they will have plenty of virtual experience, and so it will be much easier for them to get behind the wheel of a real car and make that transition. So yes, obviously my videos aren't going to be helping on that front because I'm using a keyboard, no clutch, no steering wheel, none of that nonsense. Well, not nonsense, none of that good stuff. But I mean, the original purpose of this video is to prove that you can have a career and that you can go quite far. You can complete this game without having to have a super high-end computer, without having to have a gaming wheel and pedals and a gearbox. So that's the purpose of the main umbrella aim of this series, and I think for the most part we're proving it. I mean, I am uncovering some of the reasons why it's necessary sometimes to have a wheel. You can't react fast enough to certain situations with a keypad, because the keypad's set up for things like progressive steering and progressive acceleration, and it's not set up. Ooh, I think we've done it. No. Right, I think we've got our hour. We've got our hour back, which is good. I hope we're only 4 hours into this journey. We've already got our hour, so hopefully we'll get another couple. We'll give ourselves a little bit of breathing space. We are obviously, when we hit 10 hours, we're going to have to take our break. I might have to do it. I might have to pause this video before then, because I'm only 18 minutes away from my download. I cannot wait to get the game capture device. I'm going to order it when I get back to the UK. I'm going to order it. and then when the wife gets back to the UK from New Zealand and the laptop comes back with her, I will be able to play this game, and you will be able to get the full experience. You'll be able to, you won't have to suffer the incredibly poor quality, the potentially out of focus videos. It'll be, and the whole thing will be shot in one go, which will be wonderful. And it also means that I'll be able to do I'll be able to start my second series, which will run in parallel. I won't be abandoning Keyboard Road Warrior, but once I get back to the UK, I'll be able to start doing my G27 Road Warrior series, or Logitech Road Warrior series. I haven't decided yet. But I'll be able to start that up, which will be quite wonderful. Okay. And I'll be using the big picture mode for that. I'll be driving with the gaming wheel, my wheel stand, and I'll be using my lovely big TV. Obviously that one will be a little further beyond, because we have to arrange ourselves some accommodation and move into it. And that might take longer. We will see. But I am quite excited. I'm quite excited. I'm going to miss New Zealand. I've enjoyed New Zealand. It's a beautiful country. It's one of the few places in the world. It's one of the few countries in the world that has virtually every climatic condition. It's got desert. It's got Alps. It's got fjords. It's got yeah. It's a beautiful country, and I have enjoyed it, but I am looking forward to going home. I am looking forward to going home. I've missed my family. I've missed home. I've missed watching Liverpool. I mean, I would have been going to the bar or pub to watch the Liverpool matches, because there would have been a lot of them. Given that we're in a title race, there have been, I would imagine, there have been a lot of Sunday games and Saturday morning games for Liverpool, which means that they're on telly. They only move the games from 3 o'clock in the afternoon if they're on television. And on Sunday they have 2 games. They have one at 12 and one at 3, and both those games are on television, and Liverpool have filled both those slots. And the Monday night game is always on television. We haven't had a Monday night game for some bizarre reason, which I'm a bit confused about, given that we're the only title-chasing team not to be playing in Europe this season. I'm a bit confused as to why we weren't being given the Monday games. It would make sense for the league to do that, to give the teams playing, the English teams playing in Europe, an extra day to recover. From a weekend game before they had to play in Europe. Doesn't make sense, but there we have it. Liverpool haven't really played much on Monday this season. I've no doubt that once we're in Europe, they'll go, they're in Europe, let's screw them. Stick them on a Monday night game before they've got a Thursday game. But yeah, so we've had 11 wins on the trot. It's a fabulous record. It worries me. It worries me that it can't go on. It worries me that we're relying on it in order to win the title. It worries me that we're starting to tire towards the end of games. The last 2 games that we've played against Manchester City and against Norwich, we've come out of the blocks like a racehorse. Then we've got to half-time, and the players have just seemed to have imploded, and then what we seem to be doing from that point on is hanging on to the game rather than going ahead and securing the victory. We were 2-0 up against Manchester City, conceded 2 goals and then got a late winner. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that was nearly disastrous. It was the same against Norwich this weekend, just gone. We went 2 goals up, we conceded 1, we managed to score a third and then conceded a second, and then we're clinging on to the game by the skin of our teeth, and that worries me. That worries me that seems to be the way that they're playing the game now. Whoa! Oh, crap. He didn't slow down, and I think, no, for some bizarre reason, we're not... Yeah. Alright, 2 more hours, and then I have to find a rest stop. I think I might be able to tie these 2 into my pausing of the video. Oh, crap. Oh, 5 hours. No, I got 5 hours, not 2. Okay, that's interesting. I've made up a lot of time. Well, I'm definitely not going to be able to do 5 hours on my remaining 11 minutes, so... Alright, we will find a... place at the side of the road to pause the game, to bring the track to a halt. We'll pause the game, upload the footage, and then we'll be back. Okay, and we're turning off here. So yes, that does worry me. It worried me that we've lost Jordan Henderson for 3 games after a straight red card against Manchester City. He's played 1 of those games. That was the Norwich game. We've got 2 more. He won't play against Chelsea and he won't play against Crystal Palace, but he could play against Newcastle United. Now, we did okay without him, but we did okay against the side at the bottom of the league, and they're, well, not the bottom of the league. Sunderland's at the bottom of the league, but they are 3rd or 4th from bottom. They're struggling. They've lost a lot of games, and so it's not a stretch to imagine that we could beat them without a couple of our better players. But we're playing Chelsea. Now, Chelsea are stuttering a little. They lost to Crystal Palace. They lost last weekend to Sunderland, who are bottom of the league. Now, in fairness to Chelsea, I think they lost because the referee made a couple of appalling decisions. They conceded a penalty, which shouldn't have been a penalty. However, it's those games you have to win. Now, I would like Liverpool to go out having won all of their final games, having gone on such an amazing winning streak. It's 11 at the moment. We've got 3 more games. If we can make that a 14-game winning streak to win the title, that would be awesome. Obviously, I think if we win 2 more games, one of which is the defeat of Chelsea, I don't think anyone else could then take the title, which would mean that we could win it at Crystal Palace, which is an away game. I would prefer Liverpool to win the title at Anfield, so that the fans can, more of the fans can celebrate, more of the fans can enjoy it, but obviously that means that we need to drop points, and I don't want them to drop points anywhere. However, if we do win it at Crystal Palace, it does mean that they get to receive the trophy. They can receive the trophy at Anfield. They can walk on with the trophy before the game. The sad thing about games like that is that because the players are in such a celebratory mood, they tend not to play as well, and those games tend to be a bit of an anticlimax because the team ends up losing them or throwing away points, or just putting in not a particularly good performance because they're too busy celebrating the fact that they've won something. But hey, if we win the title, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, but it's as I said on my Twitter, every win it seems less real and more surreal. Yes, every win seems less real and more surreal. That's it's a weird feeling. It's a feeling I haven't had for over 24 years. 1990, the last time we won the title. 89-90 season. It's a weird feeling. I'm very nervous. I've wanted this for so long that I have this fear that with these 3 remaining games, it's weird. It's you go from enjoying the games to sort of both enjoying them and being terrified that to have got so close, and terrified that we might throw it away. Absolutely terrified that we might throw it away. Right, I am going to pull over and I'm going to upload the footage now, which means I need to... Yes, there is a green thing. I worry when I go to into one that I am not going to be able to go through it, and I'm going to have to reverse. I've done it once. Right, we're going to pull over into that rest stop. We're not going to rest. We are going to stop. Do you see the train going by? That's the Eurotunnel. That's amazing. Right, so handbrake on. I am going to pause video and upload the footage. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, we're back. We're back, and we're off and running. Sadly, I had a quick look, and we are at 1% damage on the... If you look, we're at 1% damage on my truck. So if I go to diagnostics, the wheels are giving us 1% of damage. But we're not getting a percent on this, which is a bit of an anomaly I can't explain. But I think it probably means that when we get to the depot, we will be at 1% damage. Oh! Okay, well if we weren't, we are now. Okay, just the tractor. That's really awkward to get out of. Alrighty. 10 hours left, we shouldn't have to sleep. Hopefully we'll make up a little bit of time so that we've got time for faffing in Nürnberg. And there we go. So crikey, how quickly my brain dumps information that it's not using. I can't remember where the hell we were with our Liverpool conversation. I tell you what I'll do. We'll talk about the players. We'll talk about the players that made a mark in this season and the players that haven't. Players that are likely to leave and the players that are likely to stay. I think 2 of our loan signings are almost certainly on their way back to their parent clubs. Victor Moses hasn't really made much of an impression. I think he scored 1 goal, which is great. But to be honest, he's been mostly anonymous and he's been mostly used as a late game substitute. So he's more than likely to return to his parent club, which I think is Chelsea. The other is Mamadou Sakho. We've had to use him primarily because Luis Enrique and Martin Kelly have both been injured, and those would be our left backs. We've been using John Flanagan, who's performed admirably, but we can't rely entirely on John Flanagan. Martin Kelly has been a long-term injury. Luis Enrique doesn't look... Every time he gets close to being fit, he gets injured again. Can't properly rely on him. £17. Not because he's not a good player, but just because he seems to be getting injured all the time. So it's more than likely that Liverpool will be looking for an extra left back, but it won't be Mamadou Sakho. I just don't think he's good enough. He hasn't. He was brought in on loan as a central defender cover because we were having issues with our central defence. We've got Martin Kelly. We've got Martin Skirtle and Daniel Agger, but Daniel Agger was proving to be a bit of an injury concern. 2 major injuries in as many seasons, and that's a bit worrying. And we got we brought in Kolo Toure on a free transfer from Manchester City. He ran his contract down. He's great, but he's not. He's getting on a bit, and he is not as fast as he was. And because he's not quite fast, he's having to do things that are not. He's not comfortable with. He's having to make early challenges instead of... Actually, do we have a garage in Ream? Don't believe we have a garage in Ream. And we're essentially driving through Ream, so we could just nip in and get a garage. How we do? I don't know how we're doing for time though. Oh, sod it. Sod it, no. We haven't got time. This is an urgent delivery. Oh, that garage is winking at me. No, damn it. I'm going in. This could be a mistake, but... It's a garage, and if we go to Ream, we'll have a garage. Yes, we want to buy it. Boom, we haven't come this far. Right, let's escape from that. Let's hook ourselves up with our load again. Yeah, I know. That's quite amusing, actually. Right, and let's just go to the garage manager. And where's Ream? There's Ream. Boom. Let's just upgrade it so that we've got petrol in Ream. Right, let's rock and roll. Let's get out of here. Oh, pushing the wrong button, that's why. I was pushing I was accidentally pushing the brake button on the arrow keys, which I traditionally use for steering. Alright, we're back on track. I think that's fine. I'm happy with that. We've got an extra garage. That's good. We've got a city centre petrol station, which is also awesome. There's nothing coming, so we can just pop out. Right then, that's that done. We're on our way. We're back on our way to Nürnberg. I'm just double checking I'm recording. It's become a bit of a paranoia of mine. So, as I said, we've got an aging keeper called Brad Jones who doesn't really feature. I think he appears in the first couple of rounds of the league and FA Cups when we're facing unless we're facing good opponents. We'll want a better keeper than that for those rounds. If I was Brendan Rodgers, I would be having a cup keeper and a league and European keeper. And I don't think Brad Jones is that guy. He's a lovely chap, a really lovely chap, but he's not quite good enough. Whereas Simon Mignolet is growing into his role. He does make the occasional error. He made one against Norwich. He made one against Norwich on Sunday, which cost us a goal. He came out to punch, completely missed the ball, went into a sea of Liverpool players and left the ball wide open for and the Norwich striker, I think it was Hooper, to just tap it in from a rebound. But he's an excellent shot stopper, and those things will come. He is part of a potentially league-winning Liverpool setup, so we'll see. But he's a good lad, and I don't think I think that Pepe Reina's gone. I think Pepe Reina's move to Napoli, will possibly become permanent. So that's a bit of a nice chunk of cash. It's sad, but he's kind of said goodbye to the Liverpool fans, even though Brendan Rodgers wasn't actually getting rid of him. He was just putting him on loan because he knew that Mignolet would play. So I don't know. I don't think he's a Liverpool player anymore. He'll come back. If they can't agree terms with Naples, he'll come back, but he'll be a bench warmer. He won't be the first. It'd be great if we could have the Reina and Mignolet as our two keepers. That would be fantastic. But I don't think that Pepe Reina would be satisfied. Pepe Reina wants to be Spanish national keeper. He's waiting for Iker Casillas to go. He's not going to get his chance if he's bench warming at Liverpool. He just won't. So we'll see. It may be that Brendan Rodgers thinks that Reina is the cup keeper and that he gets to play in the Champions League and Mignolet doesn't. That'd be a bit cruel for Mignolet. But I don't know. Our right back position is Glenn Johnson. I don't think anyone is in any doubt that Glenn Johnson is the first choice when it comes to right back or wing back. We need to start looking, and this hurts me to say, but we need to start looking for someone to fill Steven Gerrard's boots. He's been redefined as a defensive midfielder. We've probably got him for another year or two, but he's 32 or 33 now, so he's getting on. He can't stay there forever. And it pains me to say this, but he is likely to have to retire in a year or two. Now, my guess is that he's going to start taking his coaching badges very soon. £24. He has stated he wants to manage Liverpool. He said that's its aim. That's his long-term goal, is to be Liverpool manager. That is fine by me. If he can do what Kenny Dalglish did in his first stint as Liverpool manager, I don't think anyone would be in any doubt that it would be a good thing for Liverpool. Now, obviously, Brendan Rodgers is doing remarkable things at the moment. I would prefer if Steven Gerrard did his coaching badges properly, his UEFA coaching badges properly, and he went through the system properly, and then he joined the coaching team at Anfield and worked his way up. That would be my preferred way for him to do it. that may well be the way it goes. It depends. It depends on how successful Brendan Rodgers is in coming years. Liverpool, thankfully, has not been a team historically that dispenses with managers quite quickly, but sadly in the last 3 years we've dispensed with 3 managers. We got rid of Benitez, Hodgson and Dalglish in 4 years. I think Benitez went in 2012, Hodgson halfway through the season, Kenny Dalglish had a year and a half. So, yes, and we've had 2 years of Rodgers, so 2, 3.5, 4. Yeah, so in 4 years we've had 4 different managers. Benitez, Hodgson, Dalglish, and Rodgers. I hope Rodgers stays for a long time. He's proved excellent. He hasn't won a trophy yet. Last year we were in transition. He was stamping his authority on the team. We finished a lowly 7th in the league. We were booted out of Europa League. We were booted out of the League Cup and the FA Cup. We weren't ready. Apparently, we are a year or 2 ahead of plan as a club. The team owners certainly weren't expecting a league challenge this year. Their stated goal was to finish 4th at least. To finish 4th at least. To be in with a shout of playing in the Champions League. That is what they wanted. Now, everyone is surprised at where Liverpool are. I think our position has been helped by the tumbling demise of Manchester United. I feel sorry for David Moyes. The last person I would want to follow would be Alex Ferguson. Much as I dislike the man, you cannot argue with his record at Manchester United. It might have taken him 5 years to win a trophy, but when he finally did win a trophy, he started a snowball. And he's currently the most successful British football manager. He's not the most successful English one because he's Scottish. That record belongs to Bob Paisley. But yes, he's quite a record. 2 European Cups, 99 and 2008, I think it was. 2 European Cups for Fergie, giving Manchester United a total of 3. The other one was won by Busby, Sir Matt Busby. They haven't had a decent English manager, it has to be said. They've had 2 outstanding Scottish ones, Matt Busby and Alex Ferguson. They've decided to stick with the Scottish, with David Moyes, but David Moyes is more of a defensive-minded. Oh, am I getting tired? Oh, I am getting tired. Yeah. I am getting tired. Oh, good. 6 hours. Oh, I'm going to be late. Oh, and I'm going the wrong way. Oh no, I'm going the wrong way. I can go across that grass verge. I think I can rescue this. I'm going to be late. Because there's no way I can drive for 6 hours without collapsing from exhaustion. I don't know how I'm suddenly 6 hours behind time. Hang on. Oh no, sorry, that's 6 hours it's going to take me. I've got 19. Oh, God, relief. Right. I've got 19 hours. It's going to take me 6 hours. Right, where's my next rest stop? Possibly I can rest. Yes, I can rest at that toll booth. Okay. Okay, I'm confused. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. I'm going in. I am seriously confused. I think I'm heading in completely the wrong direction, so I need to do a U-turn, which I'm not sure is going to be possible. Alright. Yep. Oh well. I'm stuck. And I've done a crap ton of damage. Come on. I don't know why, but I seem to be drifting left. I am on top of someone, essentially. Yeah, I know I'm getting tired. I can't do anything about that. Come on. What the heck is going on? Oops, no, I didn't mean to do that. I don't understand what I'm trapped on. I am confused. Why am I... What the hell? Alright, let's unhook and then rehook and see if that does the trick. Okay, this U-turn was a terrible idea. A terrible idea, and I'm paying the price for it. And I can't see what I'm hooked on. And I can't escape from it. I'm in the air. Okay. This is going to be late. I'm going to be late. 452 hours. Okay, I don't know where it's taken me. It's probably taking me backwards. It was all going so well. 0% damage on the trailer. Oh, I've discovered Metz. Wonderful. That helps a great deal. Where was Metz? Oh, fuck. That's where I was. I've lost 2 hours, and I've probably lost more. This is going to be a disaster. Alright, okay, I've got to repair, and I've got to sleep. So, £494 for 2% on the engine, 194 for 1% on the transmission, 902 for 4% on the chassis, 3% cost 1,787 on the cabin, and 232 for 2% on the wheels, a total of 3,610. That's the least of my worries. I am now probably about 4 hours behind schedule. So I'm also probably 6% of damage on there. Where can I sleep? Come on, where can I sleep? Where can I'm supposed to be able to sleep around here somewhere. There we go. Come on. Let me sleep. There we go. Right. Actually, I think this is another time for a disastrous U-turn. We might actually be alright. Yeah, so what's the damage? We've got 7 hours to deliver, and it's going to take 7, 8. We might make it. We are going to be marked down for oh, I so want to get that discoverable, but we don't have time. Oh God, why is my... Right, that's a bit too close. So we must make it back to Metz. We see Metz as a delivery point. We must give it a go. So, right, off we go. Let's rock. Given that we've done 6% of damage to the load now, we need to stick the pedal to the metal because we're not protecting our 0% damage now. So we need to be heroic. I don't want to late. So we're going to F1 all the corners, and by that I mean we're going to drive F1 style by hitting all the apexes. Obviously, though, when we're going on ramps, we're going to slow down a little. Yes, there's no way we can go around these things fast, so there's no point in trying and doing unnecessary damage to our load. Oh, this is so frustrating. I know I could do this better if I had a wheel. You can hold the corner rather than having to keep randomly stabbing the keyboard in order to make it appear like you're holding, because it progressively corners, which means that it you have to push the button, and when you're pushing the button, it continues to steer until there's no more steering, until it's reached steering lock. To reach the limit of the steering lock, which doesn't help you maintain a particular direction, a particular degree of steering, as you would with a wheel. So there are limitations to the keyboard, but I'm so glad that I can play this with a keyboard, because if I couldn't, I'd be super frustrated. I seem to have turned into an American teenager. I'm super frustrated. I would be incredibly frustrated if I couldn't play this game at all. It's so much fun. It's so much more fun playing a game yourself than it is watching other people. As entertaining as this game is to watch other people play it, it's not nearly as entertaining as playing it yourself. Alright. We must be going up a hill, because I'm only managing 55 at the moment, and I should be topping out at 90. Ooh, another 13k from Raoul. Oh, is it? No, it's Ralph. Sorry, I don't know my own drivers. Right, I've had my rest, so I don't need to worry about that. 6.5 hours of journey time left. Let's rock. Let's boogaloo. Yeah, we are on a hill. You can see it rising. Thank you for letting me out. So the truck is 0%. Oh God, 7%. When did we go from 6 to 7? What did we hit? I do wish that it would tell you. It would explain what the damage was about. Because that's incredibly frustrating. Not knowing, suddenly seeing it jump a percent. Particularly when you're sure that you haven't. I mean, it's one of the good things about recording all these journeys is that if I want to, I can go back and look and see what it was I did. Oh dear. Right. Okay. We've got a corner coming up, so we better scrub some speed off. Okay. Not too much speed, obviously. And we've another toll booth, so we're clearly still in France, which means that Nürnberg is near the French border. £8, that's fine. So where was I? I'm with Liverpool's players. I was at the defence. I'd done essentially the. So Martin Skrtel, excellent. Now that he's calmed down a little bit, brilliant. Martin Skrtel is a future Liverpool captain, I think, possibly. Daniel Agger, vice captain. I would imagine that when Gerrard retires, that it's likely that should Agger remain at the club, he will become the club captain. There have been rumours that he will be leaving the club. I don't personally believe them. I wouldn't like to see him go unless his injuries, he maintains his current injury-prone nature. And then as wonderful a player and servant of the club as he is, you can't keep carrying a player that's going to get injured all the time. Kolo Touré, excellent player. Just he's not fast anymore. So when he's playing, we need another player that's got pace. Because when Touré is left on, the trouble is when he's left on his own with a pacey attacker, he's screwed and he has to commit a foul. I mean, he doesn't have to commit a foul, but if he wants to prevent a goal, more than likely he will take the opportunity to interrupt the player, and as the last man, he runs the risk of getting a red card. Martin Kelly, excellent young player, but he's had a serious injury and he really hasn't featured this season. He's suffered from John Flanagan's emergence. Because had he been fit when Luis Enrique got injured, then it's more than likely that Martin Kelly would have been the first choice left back. John Flanagan is cementing that left back position. We do need a world-class left back, which will be unfortunate for Flanagan and his emergence, but especially as he has been recently described as the Red Cafu. Cafu was a Brazilian left back, and Sam Wag called him called Flanagan the Red Cafu, and the real Cafu found out about it and tweeted about it, much to John Flanagan's delight. He isn't the the English Cafu. He's a long way to go, but this is the thing: he could be. He could push himself into an England spot, especially with Ashley Cole looking like he is running out of years. John Flanagan spends the next couple of years cementing his position as Liverpool's left back. He could push himself into England's left back. Now, Liverpool have quite a few England players going to Brazil for the World Cup. Obviously, Steven Gerrard, England captain. Daniel Sturridge, hopefully the injury picked up against Manchester City means that it is not as serious as we feared it might be, and it means that he might be fit for the Chelsea game. If not that, at least the Crystal Palace game, which is my hope, that he makes it back, because we can't just rely on Sterling and Suarez. We need Sturridge as well. Raheem Sterling is pushing himself, is almost certain to get a spot on the plane to Brazil. So that's 3. Glenn Johnson, the number 4. So I think we've already got 4. Oh, Jordan Henderson, 5. So we've got 5. So it would be nice if Flanagan could make it 6. It would be. I mean, it would bode well. A team that plays together really well already. A large chunk of that team plays together. It's one of the few things we haven't had, because Manchester United have had a significantly large number of foreign players, and they have been the form team. We haven't been able to send a large chunk from one team, and it really helps. It really helps. A significant chunk of Spain's World Cup and European Championship winning team has been from just 2 teams, Barcelona and Madrid. Now, that's not particularly good for the domestic league, but it is good for the national side. Not good for the league in that just 2 teams are in it. In England, there's more than one team that could potentially win the league. Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United and Liverpool all fighting for the championship. Now, obviously, Arsenal have faded dramatically. Manchester City so there's an overtaking accident that's occurred. Manchester United are having a bit of a stutter under David Moyes. I don't think that is permanent. David Moyes has been a good manager for Everton. You don't become a crap manager overnight. But they're having a stutter, and it has to be said that David Moyes with Everton has been managing the side with little or no money, and it's been having to play a defensive game, and he's come to Manchester United, who traditionally play with a significant amount of swagger, and they are an attacking-minded team, and they haven't been doing that under Moyes. He's been concentrating on the defence, which is the thing he plays and as a manager, it's the thing he knows best. He's going to have to get out of that mentality if he's going to return Manchester United to potential title winners, because they can't play defensive football and win the league. That's not how you win the English Premier League. You have to play swaggering, attacking football, which is what Liverpool have been playing. It's what Manchester City play. It's what Chelsea play. It's what Arsenal can but haven't been playing, and it's what Tottenham played at the beginning of the season and at the end of last season. So yes, that is what needs. That's what they need to play. It's what needs to be done. So to get back to the players and how they think if they've performed. We've done. I think we've done the defence now. As I said, Victor Moses and Sissoko are clearly on their way back to their parent clubs. They're not quite good enough for Liverpool. Defence is where we need to make some changes. Defence is our weak point. Liverpool have scored, up to and including the Norwich game, 99 goals. But we've conceded something like 43 or 45 goals. And it's what's causing us our biggest problems. It's what's causing us our headaches towards the end of games, is that we've not got a defence capable of protecting a lead. More often than not, in the last sort of half an hour of a game, we're having to bring 11 players back. That's not championship winning form. We need to be dominating and annihilating teams if we're going to get ourselves through more than just this championship. It's not won yet. Still 3 games to go. Still mathematically possible for Chelsea and Manchester City to win the league. I don't think it's mathematically possible for Arsenal. It's certainly not mathematically possible for Everton or Tottenham. So it's not done yet. We need to beat Chelsea. I think we need to beat Crystal Palace before it's mathematically impossible for the other 2 teams to win. Ooh, this is just scary. This is scary. Will I do it? Will I do it? Yes, I did it. Whoa, that was scary. I don't like being stuck behind large trucks that you can't see past. I like to be able to see the road ahead. It's one of the reasons why I like trucking. Why I like a high driving position. It's why I like when I get to drive a van. I like to drive because it means I can see over what's happening. I can see what's occurring. So yes, as I was saying, so we need to concentrate on our defence. Now, I've got a feeling that he won't do that. I've got a feeling that he's going to concentrate. He wants another attacking midfielder, he wants another defensive midfielder, he wants another striker. And I think he wants a winger. Although this season we've been concentrating on direct through the middle. We've been concentrating on scoring through the middle. In fact, that's where most of our goals have come from, striking through the heart of a side. It's for me, you need to be able to attack more than one way. You need to be able to score goals from more than one place. I would be very, very disappointed if we went for another big striker that gets goals from crosses. That's not. Those strikers tend to not be able to play through the middle. We need to be able to play through the middle in the way that Suarez and Sterling and Sturridge do. But it'd be nice if we had a player that does that, but that can also head a ball. It gives you an extra avenue of attack. If you can't get through, it gives you that opportunity. So yes, the midfield, I think we've got some cracking midfielders. Jordan Henderson has really stepped up to the crease. He's really improved his game, and while he had a bit of a disaster the first couple of seasons, I think that the way Brendan Rodgers has set up the team is much more in keeping with the way that Jordan Henderson plays his football, and as such, he's risen to the challenge, and he's finally become the player that Kenny Dalglish thought he was when he purchased him from Sunderland. I think that Lucas Leiva over the last 3 years has finally become the player that everyone thought he would be when he was picked up by Benitez all those years ago. The only problem is that at the moment he seems to be picking up an injury every year. When he's finally able to play the football that we want him to be able to, he's finally the player that we hoped he would be when he arrived. Suddenly he picks up an injury all the time. I don't know, but I've got a feeling he might make it into the Brazil squad for the World Cup. I would be so chuffed for him if he did. I really would be. Felipe Coutinho. He's one of those players. He will either dominate a game and he will touch the ball in every corner of every blade of grass, as Beckham did, for instance, in the Greece World Cup qualifier against Greece. Was it the European Championship qualifier? I forget now. Or he'll be completely anonymous and you forget he's on the pitch. He needs to find more in his game. He needs to have more games where he is. Yeah, I know we're running a bit late. We're expected in 2 hours. It's an hour and a half, so we should make it. It does mean no faffing around. It does mean that we are going to be exploring Nürnberg at the beginning of the next video rather than the end of this one. We have only got a spare half an hour, which is probably going to be occupied by my parking, because we all know how bad my parking is. I do have to pause though. I have to download this footage because I am running out of space. Alright, so I am going to pause, upload the footage, and then we're going to do the last half an hour of the hour of the run. Okay, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, we're uploaded. So let's use our indicators to try and force a way out. Here we go. We've got a gap. We've got a gap. Right, so an hour and 20 minutes in game to get this load to its destination, and we have an hour and 26 minutes in which to do it, so it's going to be squeaky bum time. We can fail this if we don't get the green box around the truck, even if we're in the depot. That is how tight it is, so we've got to really put the pedal to the metal and get this beastie into the depot. And we've got to not screw up the delivery, parking the delivery, otherwise we will get a late. So we really could have done without that accident while I was trying to do the U-turn. That really screwed us up. That cost us 4 hours. Cost us nearly 2 hours in recovery, and it cost us probably 2 hours in re-driving a bit of road that we'd already driven down. But that was entirely my own fault because I wasn't paying attention to the GPS. That's a lesson, chaps and chapesses. The GPS is king. So, yes, Jordan Henderson, Lucas Leiva we've talked about. Steven Gerrard, he's been fantastic as per normal. He scored his share of goals. He has lifted the team. Sometimes he single-handedly dragged us through wins. Alright. So he is Mr. Liverpool, a Liverpool supporter that's grown up playing for Liverpool, has lived the dream. He is a Liverpool legend. He is, alongside Kenny Dalglish, as the greatest Liverpool players. And it means so much more because he's been a Liverpool. He was born in the city. He's a Liverpool supporter who became a Liverpool player, who became Liverpool captain. And England captain, it should be pointed out. Okay. So next up in the midfield, who else have we got? Philippe Coutinho. He's an excellent player, and there's brief glimpses. Well, not necessarily brief, but there are occasional glimpses of this guy's absolutely outstanding football. And he's probably one of the best players we've got that won't feature for his national side. He's highly unlikely to be called up to the Brazil squad for the World Cup, which is a real shame for him. I think he's played well enough. It's just unfortunate the guy is a Brazilian, and that Brazil is chock full of midfielders. I mean, the positive thing for him is that he's young enough that he's got plenty of time. It's just a shame. I think he has deserved a shot at the World Cup. I really do. I just don't think he'll get it. Right. Whoa. 2 minutes, and we've got 12 minutes to do it. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, what the hell? Alright. It's not going to happen now. Hang on, let's quickly look at the map. Yeah, I am stuffed. I have done a crap ton of damage to my lorry, and I don't know what the hell happened there. I think it's because I was trying to look at the time to see how much time I had left, and as a result, I've lost my map as well, so I can't see where the hell I'm going. This is going from bad to worse. Come on. I've got 9 minutes to do this. Can I do it? Oh. Everything I can do wrong, I'm doing wrong. I just turned the engine off there. Right. Yeah, I'm not waiting. Oh, crap. This is not 9%. This is going badly. And we're in here. I believe this is where we drop our load. No. We've passed it. We've passed it. This is one of these fantastic narrow ones as well. I could have done with the extra space to swing it round. Yeah, this is going to be late. Oh, come on. Everything that can go wrong is going wrong. Come on. Really? Thank you. Oh, crap. I am miles away from parking this properly. Yeah, this is going to take a couple of goes to get right. No. I didn't want to do... Ooh. What the hell? Why is it rolling backwards? think I might be in. There we go, we're in. Oh, I just made it. Satisfactory. I just made it. So, satisfactory, which is probably the best we could have expected. 834 miles, 30 hours and 11 minutes, 467.9 litres of fuel used. We've got a base reward of £27,626 and 1,343 XP. We got a proficiency bonus for level 34, £14,089. We got a long distance delivery bonus for skill rank 6 of £4,071 and 335 XP. We got a high value cargo bonus for skill rank 6 of £8,143 and 241 XP. We got an urgent delivery bonus for skill rank 5 of £6,786 and 402 XP. And we got the bonus for parking the trailer of 45 XP. We got a damage penalty. We did 9% of damage to the lorry, which cost us £1,099, but more crucially, it cost us 113 XP. However, we got a total of £59,616, and we got an XP total of 2,253 XP. It's inched us towards level 35. We are still level 34 elite. This profile has a lifetime XP of 132,553 XP, and our target is still for level 35 of 133,700 XP. So we're not far off. But anyway, that was wonderful until about 3/4 of the way through, and then I lost my way, had to do a U-turn, completely screwed the lorry, nearly screwed my chances of delivering the load on time, but we got a garage in Riem. We will get a garage in Nürnberg at the beginning of the next journey, and we will probably level up at the during the next journey. So, thank you very much for watching this video. Please, if you enjoyed this video, recommend it to your friends, like, subscribe, and let's have a chat in the comments about how you think I did and what you think I need to do. And until I see you in the next video, I'll see you on the road.